This is Tom Mauriello, creator of the CSI Checklist App, and this is Check It Off. When we last met, we talked about what the CSI Checklist App was and why it was created. Today, let's talk about who are the stakeholders. Who are the criminal justice professionals who should be downloading this app? There are 5 basic groups, and this is our Stakeholder Ecosystem Map to identify those. And one particular group that's in all 5 of these categories are students. Certainly the app can be very beneficial in academic courses as students are learning the various important steps that must be taken in a criminal investigation, in crime scene investigation. But let's start with the top category, law enforcement. Obviously, everybody recognizes that as the most important one. I'm not suggesting that it's the most important one, but it's the most obvious one, and people seem to think that the CSI checklist is just for them, but it's not. It's for all these groups. The uniformed officers, the investigators, the evidence technicians, they all have different responsibilities, and they need to ensure that those responsibilities are completed and not forgotten. The checklist will do that for these folks. The next category, fire services. Some people say, why fire services? Well, some of the obvious ones are the bomb technicians and the arson investigators, because they have law enforcement authority and responsibilities. And because arson investigations and bombing and incendiary device investigations are very unique and require very important steps to be taken and observations to be made because of the science involved in the types of evidence that they're looking at. They're very important. The firefighters. Firefighters are trying to put a fire out or respond to a bombing. And their job is to put a fire out and to protect people. While they're doing that, if they have an understanding of the responsibilities of the criminal investigation process, they might be involved in protecting evidence or finding evidence or observing evidence that they can bring to law enforcement to help them in the successful completion of an investigation. So fire services, very important, and it can be very helpful for them. The medical profession, medical examiners, emergency medical technicians, the ambulance crews. You know, an ambulance will be responding to a call where there's a person that's been injured. That person eventually may be identified as being dead at the scene. If they are dead at the scene, we want them to understand that that body becomes part of evidence, becomes part of the crime scene, and we don't want them moved. Also, they bring a lot of equipment. They add a lot of stuff to the crime scene in order to try to keep this person alive. When they're done, they collect all their personal gear and anything else that they may have brought with them, and they tend to take it away. Are they taking away something that ultimately should be part of the crime scene? The checklist will help them know the difference between the two. Forensic nurses, they're the ones mostly around the country now that are conducting the medical legal examination of a rape victim or a rape suspect. And they have responsibilities. There's a checklist specifically identifying that. And also, they need to understand the responsibilities of the investigators, so the checklists are all there and they can always refer to them. Over to the legal side. The prosecutors. The prosecutors are the process owners of a criminal investigation. They are ultimately responsible for the outcome of the criminal investigation, yet they don't get to the process till near the end. What do they have when they're reviewing their case to ensure that all the aspects of the investigation were conducted? Are there things about a certain case that they're not aware of? The CSI Checklist apps can help them while they're reviewing their case to ensure they're not missing anything. Defense attorneys. I get hired by defense attorneys as a consultant to review the evidence against their client. My job is to see what was missed, what wasn't done, What is incorrect? Well, if a defense attorney has the app with them, they can use it themselves as a template to look at those things. They might even be able to not even have to call me, which is something that I'll live with. The adjudicators, the people ultimately are going to decide, is the evidence appropriate? Was it collected properly? Can this information be used in a court of law? The checklist, again, will help them not to forget various aspects of the overall global investigation. In the last group, forensic sciences, the crime lab personnel, technicians, scientists, their consultants, to ensure that they know how the results of their examination will come together with the rest of the investigation. Are they going to find something that will help the investigators make their case? Do they know what was done at the crime scene? They can certainly talk to the investigators, but if they need to know what are the basic steps, they can go right to the checklist and find that out. Want to learn more about the CSI Checklist app? Then go to our website listed here. Please share this with your colleagues. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at info@csichecklist.com. Until next time, I'm Tom Mauriello. Be safe.